Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. On the Raw Ring Report coming up, man, what we talk about? We talking about that tag team match, the huge tag team match that kicked off Raw between Drew McIntyre, no one contender for the WWE Championship, and Braun Strowman against Mace and T-Bar. You got to wonder, is there any WrestleMania implications in this WrestleMania Backlash implications in what's going on between them three, as well as champion Bobby Lashley. We'll get to that. Also, the women's tag team champions team up with Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax join forces to go against the team of Asuka, Naomi, and Lana. That inside matchup that had everyone like going wild, and it was real exciting. And you won't believe the embarrassment Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler had received from Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Also, Charlotte Flair, she's back. Yes, she is back. Charlotte Flair is back after a week of being suspended. How did Sonya Deville manage to reinstate Charlotte Flair? Oh, man. And a lot more as the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report coming up after this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. And don't forget, do not forget to subscribe. Subscribe as can. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show as we talk about the Raw Ring Report of last night's Monday Night Raw. We are merely 2 weeks away for WrestleMania Backlash. I guess it's still Backlash, but they're gonna call it WrestleMania Backlash. But what a show it was. So we kicked it off with a huge tag team match as number one contender for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre teamed up with the Monster Among Man Braun Strowman to take on the team of Mace and T-Bar. As you recall, last week that was last week's rematch. Well, when Drew and Braun had unmasked both Mace and T-Bar, and they have revealed their identities, and now we know what their identities. Braun was just there talking smack, and the match started begin. Mace T-Bar, see right here, it just gets weirder. It just gets crazier. Well, it was an instant tag team match, a huge tag team match. Drew putting um, T-Bar into the arm bar. You see right here, Mace with a spear or just a slam or something like that. It got even hectic as even lack of communication between Drew and Braun when Drew accidentally clotheslined Braun, and Drew tried to hit the I forgot the DDT, and next thing you know, chaos ensued as Braun in the ring to attack both Mason T-Bar, but at the end, Mason T-Bar, not Mason, yeah, Mason T-Bar fighting Drew. And at the end, Mason T-Bar emerged victorious over Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. Well, that led some frustration in the back. So Braun called out Adam Pearce and told Adam Pearce that if he wants a match against Drew. Now, if he beats Drew, he gets added into the WrestleMania Backlash main event. So only time will tell. We just have to wait and see if when that main event comes, the colossal main event. Also, The Miz, John Morrison, and Jackson Ryder all in their ring singing acoustic version of "Hey Hey Ho Ho." This is how you know how they go. So they were singing Elias version, like an unplugged version. Next thing you know, the New Day and Jackson, Damian Priest came out there, delivered some tomatoes, and they just started throwing at them rotten tomatoes, or what you gonna call them, fresh tomatoes, at the Miz, Morrison, and Elias and Jackson Rocker, leaving them helpless with tomatoes on them. Well, that led to a huge six-man tag team match where the New Day teamed up with Damian Priest to go against Elias and Miz and Rocker, the former tag team champions, delivering a bulldog onto Miz. And you see John Morrison providing help with trying to give Miz his very own medicine. Well, Kofi helping Aiden trying to smash that tomato in Kofi's face. I just figured with that and stuff, what you have with tomato. And then Elias capitalized on Kofi, trying to do the suplex. And then next thing you know, right here, the New Day won over Miz, Morrison, one on Miz and Kofi. Damn, run over Miz and you know who, Miz, Elias, and Rocker. So there you go. This ain't far from over. If you can dig from a long shot, this is not far from over. I'm telling you right now. Also, Charlotte Flair returned. As you see right here, later beside her, WWE official, sister to WWE official Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville came out there and was very instrumental in bringing back Charlotte Flair. As you recall, Charlotte Flair was suspended as she had a match against Asuka. Well, things didn't go her way. Charlotte snapped and was unhinged. She kind of went after the referee, Eddie Orengo, and Charlotte was in the ring with Eddie Orengo as Sonya Deville was in the ring as well. So that led to a lot of stuff. Charlotte apologized, and the referee Eddie Guerrero apologized, and then Charlotte got back cocky and heel again, wanted another apology, and he apologized again for her sake. He didn't want to. He kind of felt hesitant to not apologize to her after she said he made a mistake. When those notions and stuff like that, you have to wonder. You have to wonder about that. You have to wonder the end all be all of all that and all more of what's Charlotte's head, Charlotte Flair's tactic going forward. So she had got granted a match for tonight where Sonya Deville would get Mandy Rose to take on Charlotte Flair to get off her frustrations and stuff. There you go. Also, Sheamus had an open challenge for the United States Championship. Humberto Carrillo stepped up once again. Humberto Carrillo showed that spitfire as he did. Humberto Carrillo wants Sheamus, and he wants Sheamus bad, and he leaped over to get at Sheamus. So look for this rivalry to continue forward between these two going forward on Raw. Also, WWE Champion, the Almighty, Bobby Lashley. A lot of people just say the Almighty Bobby Lashley. He came out there, made his return to Raw, and put notice that he's going to dominate Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania Backlash. And if Braun Strowman be added, he's going to dominate Braun Strowman because he has beaten them before, and he wants to do it again. So Bobby Lashley becoming a prominent, dominant world heavyweight champion in about the last 15 years or so. Bobby Lashley with MVP, so MVP being the mouthpiece of Bobby Lashley. Also, speaking of Bobby Lashley's former teammates in the Hurt Business, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, they was once again put in a match against former world champion Randy Orton, and he teamed up with Matt Riddle. I mean, Matt Riddle's campaigning saying he wants RK Bro. Randy Orton ain't kind of with it right now, but you know how they go. But they made a good team. They took down Shelton and Cedric. I mean, they just burying Shelton and Cedric. I'm surprised they didn't get released. You know how they go. And then you can see Matt Riddle right here doing that splash. Got the 1, 2, 3. Matt Riddle and Randy Orton wins. Got the one that fell in their cap. Is they in line for a tag team title match? And we haven't seen the tag team champions since WrestleMania. We haven't seen Almas and AJ Styles. I don't know what's going on. Is AJ Styles training Almas? Because Almas did look green at WrestleMania. Speaking of that, tag action for the women's side was a 6-man tag team action as women's champion Rhea Ripley teamed up with Women's Tag Team Champions Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax to take on the team of Lana, Naomi, and Asuka. Rhea Ripley, the youngest women's champion of all, at 24 years old, she went after Lana, kicked her in the back, and just did all the devastating moves. And I mean, she kind of land loose on her. But Nia Jax still has some unfinished business with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Prior before the match, Nia Jax was smitten by flowers. It was none other than the Lito Hotario Garza. Garza trying to make his move to Nia Jax again. And Nia Jax felt smitten by Garza. And she took the road. She thought it was by what's his name? Samole, but that wasn't the case. And she sent the flowers and said, "Watch this." And she just gave them Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose trying to be funny. It was just that was the biggest pop. But Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose got the best of them when they came back with some water and dumped it on Shayna Baszler. Dumped it on her. And Shayna Baszler got mad and upset throughout the match, and it caused them to lose the match. Well, they won the match, but Asuka was trying to get in, and you can see right here, Nia was kind of slipping and falling down on the floor, where she was trying to get wet. Shayna was wet, and Nia was slipping on the floor. I mean, it just happens. It just happens like that. It's just a happenstance and stuff. So you'll see on that. But them ladies, Mandy and Dana, shouldn't be too happy because Charlotte Flair was in action. Charlotte Flair came back to go against Mandy Rose. I guess it was an attempt for Sonya Deville to get revenge on Mandy Rose at SummerSlam when it was the Loser League WWE match, and Mandy forced Sonya out for a minute. Sonya Deville came back. That's now official. So Charlotte got the win over Mandy Rose. So we'll see how this gonna all play out going forward. Also, Alexa Bliss came out there. Well, she did her little segment, and she looked like she had more makeup. And she never mentioned the Fiend or nothing. She had brought Lily out there. Lily was talking. Well, I don't know. It's just weird. Just weird and crazy. Alexa Bliss came out there, and last week she issued warning to the women's division on what's going to happen. Also, the main event was Drew McIntyre against Braun Strowman. If Braun Strowman wins, he will be added to the WrestleMania Backlash main event between him, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre, thus making a triple threat match. You know the rules of a triple threat match is that the champion does not have to be pinned to lose his title. So Bobby Lashley has to wonder about that he can be pinned, he can lose his title without being pinned. So it's a lot of implications. But this was the match right here. You see right here, Drew playing the sleeper hole on Braun. These two mountain of men battling out to where Drew was trying to keep his title match intact, and Braun was trying to be added into the title match and stuff. You can see right here, Braun Strowman power bombing Drew McIntyre through the mat, as Bobby Lashley, the WWE champion, along with his advisor MVP, are watching very closely to see if there's going to be the match was going to stay intact between him and Drew, or was it going to be an added man with Braun Strowman making matters worse. Then Mason T-Bar tried to gain retribution and gave revenge, another hence the name Retribution, over Drew and Braun. Braun capitalized and hit the power slam on Drew to the mat, and Braun using his force, using his might to bash Drew down. Like I said, Braun used the power slam and got the 1, 2, 3. So now it's going to be Braun Strowman added to the main event at WrestleMania Backlash with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley defending his goal against two men. And like Bobby Lashley said, he beat both of them one single individually, and he can do it twice in a triple threat match. So it's likely going to be that. So at WrestleMania Backlash, we will see this triple threat match for the WWE title. I was thinking they were trying to reward Shane McMahon, but who knows how that's going to flow. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. Hopefully, we'll have the NXT Ring Report probably later tonight or tomorrow, depending on the schedule and stuff. So, for me being Kendrick Dixon, so long. We'll see you for this NXT Ring Report. See you later.